Well, welcome back, guys. Let me turn this camera around. Talk to Jimmy today. This is his Ovation. And I had mentioned before that I was going to do a setup on his Ovation, and which is already done now. And I'm pleased to say, yeah, this thing sounds really good. I am a bit surprised. And like I've said, the Ovation is one of these. It's like the Philippines. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. It's just one of those guitars. The only negative thing that I can really say about this particular unit is it's completely neck heavy. I mean, this thing just wants to swing down. So unless you got a some sort of girdle strapped, this thing's gonna neck dive on you hardcore. I mean, the neck is definitely a solid piece of wood, and it's just really neck heavy. That's why I have to wear a strap, because it wants to take over. So it's not an easy guitar to grip on either. It's got that. This is a thin bodied Ovation. So they didn't really design this. I think they could have did something better down here to make it maybe grip more, but this thing is really neck heavy, and yeah, it's like, wow, damn, it's crazy. But it sounds good, guys. I'm playing it electrically right now, and we can hear it without what it sounds like just acoustically. The the intonation is really, really well. The interesting about this Ovation that Jimmy got, and I believe it's a older one, a very early model, is I didn't have any tools that fitted the truss rod. I don't know what's going on there. I forgot it said 3.65. It's a certain type of tool, not any one that I had, so none of my Allen wrenches fitted that, but there was a very specific size to address the truss rod. And it's a little bit backbowed, but there's nothing I can do, because there's no specific tool that I have that's going to get in there. And it's a different. There's two things down here in the neck. There's the actual nut that holds the neck in place, which is interesting, but there's also another little slot in here as a guide that fits in the truss rod. But it's a certain type of diameter that I don't have. I tried every one of my Allen wrenches, and it's not nothing grabs. So it could use a little bit of relief. But the interesting also is I did a little research on this, and it does come with factory shims. I left this in there for Jimmy to hold on to, because it's important. These are from the factory, and these are quite interesting because of the material. And I was hoping that I would exactly find these, and this is very interesting because, I guess this is a part of their technology, if you want to call it that. But this material itself is, I don't know what you call it, but you don't want to play with it too much, because it seems brittle enough to crack very easy. It's some sort of polymer. It's I don't want to say it's wood, but so the pickup is actually resting on that, and that looks to be together pretty close to like maybe half of a millimeter in thickness. And my hope was, if it did have factory shims, I would just completely take them out, because it had a high action. And so right now it's sitting pretty good. It's just a tad bit lower on the E side, but it's okay because it'll make it a lot easier for Jimmy to play chords. Um, but it's a beautiful guitar. I mean, it's got the built-in graphics work great. It's definitely got some good EQ built into it and some things to shape this to the tone. Um, Jet black. Uh, you can kind of see the grain on the paint here. It's not super thick, but hello. So it's very boisterous. You know, it's nice. It's very nice. Why am I? You know, this thing about the Ovation has always troubled me because everyone that I've usually ever picked up, and I'm talking about really, really nice ones, they just seem very brittle to me, very stiff compared to some of the acoustics I have owned, where I'm more of what this feels like right here. This is to me a good. And for a thinner Ovation, it does carry a lot of volume, which is really, really nice. So I think these early models just had something going for it. I had a picture up here of why I was very attracted to the Ovation, and I've always wanted to. This guy, yeah, Steve Lukather. Now, if a guy like Steve Lukather likes Ovation, there are many other players, but I'm just referencing Steve Lukather because I'm a big fan of his. I've listened to every song Toto ever made, and this guy's just amazing to me because even as a solo artist, this guy just seems to have endless tone and endless lead patterns that he comes up with, and I'm always like, man, how do you create all of these lead melodies and patterns? It's amazing. But he's got his own style, and I hear in a lot of his songs these acoustical riffs and these planes and the strumming, and I'm like, wow. So what's good for the goose should be good for the gander, except, you know, whatever he's got going on, I'm sure these are totally built to his specs and probably play like butter and stuff like that. But that's a real nice one he's got. You can tell it's got abalone trim on the outside. It's got abalone there on the inner ring on the whole, and it's a total different one. And then I've played a lot of these before in the history of my life, but I've just never gravitated towards them. Like I said, you either like them or hate them. There is some positive things about them, and then there are some negative things about them. I think the positive is you can play them live without them feedbacking because of the chambering material in the backside, whatever that is. But yeah, and so I don't think you need to put a sound dampening in the hole around the rosette. So it's very interesting. Um, so yeah, this black one to me, it's pretty much. Yeah, it sounds really good. I would say that this Ovation is exceptional. It sounds great, and compared to other Ovations, I just think that what I did to this is took out the shims, polished the frets, hydrated this. I think it's an ebony neck, um, and I didn't do anything to the neck. I wish I could have given it a little bit more relief, and just basically cleaned it up. It was smudged up, dirtied up, no battery in the electronics. Didn't even know if that really worked. Hydrated the bridge saddle here, the wood, so that was a little bit lighter and it darkened up really, really nice. The F1 oil just sucked it up really nice. Put some new strings on there, so we got Martin McKees light gauge And yeah, I think the only thing that would have been a little bit better is if the bottom E here had just a little bit more higher action, but you can't really mess with this thing. It's either is or it isn't. If I were to take one shim back in there, it would just become a little bit more harder to play. So I'm okay with the bottom E kind of being a little bit clanky, as you would say. But it all depends on how you're strumming it. I'm using a heavy gauge pick here because that's what I do. But and then so let's get back to the electrical part of it, which is I think awesome. Yeah, it's got a certain tone to these pickups. Very resonant, very, very nice sounding pickup. Probably, I think, better than the Fishman Priestess, which is a very generic, but in so many acoustics. You see them on Firefly, you see them on Yamahas and all kinds, but this right here sounds really, really nice. Very full body. Let me change the DSP. I'm playing right now through THU, but let me pull up another one. What I like about DSPs, you can instantly turn them off and just punch up another one, and that's going to give a little bit of a different vibe. This is the Afterglow. Definitely has different effects built into it. It's got, I used to I used to play nothing but acoustic. And you could change that sound by raising up raising up the treble. that's going to wrap it up, guys. So this is Jimmy's Ovation. It's a great playing guitar. The only thing I would do different, but you can't really do much on that bottom E, is adding another shim would add more height and would make it harder to play. It would have to be a tapered shim just to raise that E just a tad bit more. There's probably nothing you're going to be able to do to that nut. But you see, if I could give the neck a little relief, it would get rid of a little bit of that bottom E clanginess, and I can't do that because I don't have the proper tool. Because it sounds great, and it just needs a minor little boop, and it'll just get really like maybe just half of a millimeter. It would raise the action, but it wouldn't be enough to take away from the playability. Other than it being neck heavy, because it really is neck heavy. Like this guitar is this way, you know. It really. If it's not for a strap, there's very little chance you're gonna able to put this in your lap. It just there's no weight. There's just no weight back here, none at all. There's really nothing back here. But anyway, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for allowing me to just set it up for you. Put some new strings on here. Sounds great. I think it's good for strumming and picking. Sounds really, really good. Maybe even a paper shim would probably, if I could bring up that, but it's, you know, Jimmy, it'll be fine, Jimmy, don't worry. It's good. You know? And you have, of course, you got to get used to playing any acoustic. It takes a while for your hands to get adjusted to the neck. It's got more of a slim. It widens up here. It doesn't feel tapered that much, but it feels like it's a little bit narrow for me. I would prefer a wider neck. It feels small up here for my hand. You know, with my fat, chubby fingers, but. Yeah, my hands are a little bit, but it's good for skinnier hands, I'm sure. The tuners are great. I mean, the thing's holding a great tune. It just, altogether, it's a great acoustic. I would honestly say I don't hate it. It sounds great, plays good, and for what it is, it's just the only pet peeve I say is this thing is super neck heavy. And there's just no weight back here whatsoever, and it's going to neck dive forever and a day. So you got to use a strap. You got to use a strap. And even with the strap, it's still very neck heavy. It's pulling on my shoulder a lot here. So the neck definitely is heavier than the whole acoustic body, which is kind of weird, but it is. So you really got to get something to bring it close to you and kind of hold it in place, you know. So, and then probably want to use an angled cable for this. You don't probably want that sticking out, so one of those L type of guitar instrument cables. But other than that, there it is, Jimmy. So I don't hate this one. Sounds great, plays great. I think it's a wonderful acoustic. Compared to a lot of the other ones I played, I'd say I give this one definitely a 9. The only thing I'm taking away from it is it's the heavy neck dive. probably for the last. How's the tuner holding up on this? Let's just check it out. I do have this tuned down to flat, just to make it more easier to play, which I think that's where the acoustic wants to be. Smooth, a really amazing smoothness to it. But there's not much you can do with these types of bridges. It's not like this is sitting on top of that pickup, and there's really not a lot you can do with that. You have to be very careful because you never want to go beyond something. So that's just factory right there, you know, and again, factory shims. So if you have an Ovation, you're wondering how to lower it, it does come with these, and these are sort of your friend, you know. If there's anything else you find by removing them completely, maybe the action being too low, and in this case I think the bottom needs just a little bit on the lower side, but that would be easily fixed if I can get the neck to have a little bit more relief or be even straighter with no relief. But I don't have the tool to do that, so I don't know what it's calling for. But none of my Allen wrenches actually fit that, so it's a certain socket size. I look it up, I forgot what it was, but anyway, these are the factory shim guys, and so that's it for the Ovation. And yeah, very nice, just a very nice guitar. I love the electronics, sound great. I'm sure Jimmy will have an easier time playing this now because the action was really high, but it's good. So all right guys, thanks for hanging out, and leave your comments below what you think of it. Altogether, yeah, it was a little bit on the rough side, but we took care of all that roughness, hydrated the neck, you know, back here on the bridge, the wood, new strings, lowered the action, polished the frets, and cleaned it up, and so it looks great now. You know, put a new battery in here, electronics work great, so can't complain about it. It's going to be a nice acoustic just to pick up and play and strum and what have you, and that's kind of what its purpose is, but with the understanding that it is a neck heavy acoustic, very neck heavy, neck diving acoustic. That's the only really negative about it. Other than that, it's a great instrument. So thank you for Jimmy for letting me work on it, and that's it guys. Have a blessed week. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there, if any moms are watching, which I doubt it. So thank you, and have a blessed week.